Making selections is a fundamental skill for operating Photoshop. Now, this is a subject that overlaps all disciplines, from graphic design to photography. For a digital painter, it's what helps you draw inside of the lines. The lasso tool is commonly used, but it's got some weaknesses. In this video, I'll show you how to make precise selections with the pen tool. Defining an edge, like the outline of this character, is something that you'll be doing all the time while you're painting. So if I were to try using the lassos, which are a go-to tool for most artists, I might have some trouble. The default lasso is just too hard to be accurate with. You end up with a wiggly line, even if you have a Cintiq to use. It's still not accurate enough. So I'll deselect that. Next down the list is the polygon lasso. Now this is good for defining hard edges and corners, but it doesn't really do very well with the organic curves that surround this guy's head. Well, then maybe you'll say the magnetic lasso tool is the way to go, because it'll magnetically attach and work its way around the shape. Well, when I fill this in, you'll see the downfall. The shape I get has these jagged edges around it, and that's really not what I'm looking for. Instead, I'm going to use the pen tool, which is a bit more challenging to get used to, but it'll give you much more precise results. The pen tool is very well documented on the internet, so I'm going to be brief when I'm explaining its functionality. Now, what you should know is that once you master it, you'll never look back. So let's take a look at this example here, this organic shape. As you saw in the last example, this would be impossible to tackle with any of the other lassos. So instead, I'll show you how I can use these anchor points to define curves and build the shape. And in this case, I have it set to a red fill just to kind of illuminate exactly how the shape is looking. In my real workflow, I turn the fill off, and all I have are the curves that define the shape. So there you can see I made an outline that exactly matched this outside curve. And the beauty of this method is that if I then want to go change something, I can later modify and adjust the shape as necessary. This is something that the lasso tool will definitely not provide for you. So that might seem good for organic shapes. What about straight-edged forms? Well, it works for those too. The pen tool is just as quick at making angular forms as the polygon lasso. The beauty, though, is that at any point you can have a curve and then later modify any of these angles to become curves. So all in all, the pen tool is much more versatile and definitely more precise. So here's my character again, and I'm going to show you how I can use the pen tool to most accurately define his silhouette. The pen tool might be a bit tough to get used to, but it really beats out the lasso tool in every category. It's great at straight lines and it handles curves. So in part 2, watch as I show how to actually use this usefully in a painting workflow.